So every few years on social media, there is some new discovery. There's a new breakthrough. There is a new blueprint to follow that is going to guarantee return on investment. And no surprise here, there is a new blueprint out that is taking the wave and guaranteeing that ROI. To be very honest with you though, this is nothing new. It's not guaranteeing anything new. This is centuries old wisdom that women have been practicing for generations. And all it has is a new name. It's packaged in this beautiful aesthetic package, and then it's marketed as if it's some new big discovery, and it's not. Which brings us into another episode of separating the trends from the truth, because there is a little trend going around right now that says beauty maxing is the newest blueprint for guaranteeing the most return on the investment. But the truth of the matter is women have been refining themselves for centuries. So first it was simply self-care. Then from self-care, we moved into the glow up. Then from the glow up, we jumped over to the high maintenance to being low maintenance. And then from there, we are at the next stop in the destination, which is beauty maxing. And really all beauty maxing is just another term that we have adopted that describes the intentional pursuit of looking our most attractive version or our most attractive self. So that be improving skin, your hair, your body, your health, your style, your confidence. Now let me go ahead and make this crystal clear. Let me set the record right now. This will not be a 15 to 20 minute video of me bashing beauty maxing. Okay, this ain't that. I am a firm believer in a woman investing into herself. I think taking pride in your appearance is a very beautiful thing. But what we are going to do is look at this pattern that I keep recognizing online. And I know I'm not the only one. You guys tell me if you all have been picking up on this pattern as well. And that is every few years, there is some revolutionary idea that is pushed. Beauty maxing, looks maxing, soft life, main character energy, lucky girl syndrome, divine feminine energy, the glow up, the high maintenance to be low maintenance. But it really doesn't matter how you refer to it because you're not getting anything new. Every last one of these titles, same thing. Same ancient wisdom, same baseline principles. It doesn't matter which one. Look at all of these. Go look at a video. They're all going to have the same baseline principles. Sleep, movement, nutrition, confidence, boundaries, good posture, kindness, personal style, discipline, magnetic energy, skincare, hygiene, and the list goes on. So it's nothing new. There's no new principles in there, but it's just packaged in a way or repackaged so that the approach is easily digested. And thanks to our decreased attention span, which we can totally thank social media for this and the little 3 to 5 second window that people have to capture your attention, this stuff is being repackaged fast. Like, I mean, it's coming out every other day, every other month. This is why I'm struggling right now with short form media, because I realize my attention span has gone to shit. And a lot of us are like that, because if we're watching short form videos, you see something, it doesn't catch your attention, you're moving on. And that's why a lot of these principles are repackaged into something else, because it looks like it's the newest and greatest idea and it's revolutionary, but it's not. It's just a new name that catches your attention faster than maybe one of the other names that came out a few years ago. And please don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean that the movement is bad. I'm not targeting the movement, but what I'm saying is we have to stop getting the packaging confused with the actual product. Years ago, I bought this popular perfume, and this perfume was a higher purchase for me personally. I had never spent that much on a perfume. And when I say it was pricey, after tax, it was like $360. That was pricey for me. I did a pinch of research, but the thing about it was I did not follow my normal process. So I'll break that down in a minute. But I knew that the notes included bergamot and neroli, and I do love those too. They're very lighter scent. If I'm being all the way honest, I did not buy that perfume all the way because of the notes. I bought it because of the brand. And I bought it because at the time I was watching a specific influencer and she swore by this perfume. I am not exaggerating when I say that that perfume scent on me smelled like musty ass armpits. I think before I took it back, I tried it 3 days. So we're talking 3 different outfits, 3 different opportunities, every single time musty armpit. There were 2 things that I did not do that I had done every single time prior to that instance. I always sample perfumes before I buy them. I either ask for a sample, which usually if you go into any department store, you can ask for a sample. They will give you a mini-sized bottle. Or if they don't have any sample containers in the store, I will intentionally go to the store without any perfume on that day, and I will spray the one that I am trying to buy or thinking about purchasing. I'll spray it and I will do the dry down. I shared all that because I kind of feel like that's what's happening with our self-improvement. We abandon the principles that we know work. We know that we've tested these principles and we can 100% say they work. We see another approach, a new title, a new viral idea, and we choose that over sticking to the principles that we know we have tried and tested. To be honest, none of us need a new framework. We don't need another revolutionary, big, bright idea. We don't. We need commitment. We need 100% commitment to the principles that we started with and actually seeing those through. If you think about it, many of us already have healthier skin, better eating habits, more energy, less stress, more confidence. And we have that because we have a solid foundation of principles that we've already adopted. So all I want you to understand or take away is that I don't want you to get distracted by the newly packaged, newly marketed name and title that gets thrown out there. And that kind of brings me into my next thought. I don't want any of us to lose ourselves trying to perfect ourselves. It's easy to do, especially when we see these viral moments, these trending names. We jump so quickly into adapting it into our lives. And it's only because we want that upgrade. We have this eager desire to get it done. We want to level up. It'll come. But on the flip side of that, it is a challenge. It is a challenge to get yourself to stay focused, especially when it comes to appearance. Because in our world, we are always being sold pretty. You should have prettier hair. You should have prettier skin, prettier makeup, prettier nails, a prettier wardrobe, a prettier body, a prettier lifestyle aesthetic. And after a while, I feel like what happens is there's like this psychological craving that starts happening. And we know when we crave something, we have to, what is it? Scratch that itch or itch that scratch? Wait, scratch that itch. That's right. We have to scratch that itch and give in to the cravings because that is what's repeatedly being shown to you. We're talking about beauty maxing, so we're talking about the appearance aspect. That's generally what that idea promotes, is everything appearance. Well, if I'm constantly being told that I should show up prettier, I should do more things with my hair, I should make sure that my makeup is always done, I should do these things so that I can have and live a better life, I'm going to begin to crave that. And again, nothing wrong with the physical appearance, nothing wrong with investing into that, but we have to go back and look at the repetition of it all. In my last video, we talked about repetition and how sometimes we believe that our own thoughts are ours when in actuality, they are not. They are simply the result of seeing the same thing over and over and over again. The same face, the same body, the same aesthetic, the same routine, the same perfect woman. And eventually, after all that repetition, your mind quietly starts to think, well, damn, maybe I am supposed to look like that. We just have to be careful. And we also have to remember that it is our own responsibility to be aware of what we're building towards in our lives. Because what would be very disheartening, or what I feel would be the most disheartening part of it all, is that while you're in your pursuit to becoming your best self, you lose sight of it, and then you somehow shift and you start becoming the best version of someone else and what their standards are. We desire improvement. I mean, it's baked into our DNA. We want to grow. We want to learn. We want to develop. We want to come or become that best version of ourselves. But in the process of doing so, again, we just adapt these blueprints so quickly without ever challenging ourselves or asking ourselves, does this really align with my life? Does this really align with the person that I'm trying to become? I'll use myself as the case study. Throughout 2024 and towards the end of 2025, I was on a glow up. I didn't enter a very mental type of glow up until later on, but when I first started it, I was like, okay, I want to do a glow up in my life. Looking back now, again, same timeless principles, right? And I think I even made a video in 2024, I think called poised and polished. Like I was really in the thick of it around then. And I meant every word. Don't get me wrong. I meant every word that I said on that video. But that was right around the time where I was really in the thick of it and I was going hard. I kept that energy for a while. For the remainder of 2024, I did. But in 2025, something shifted. I was growing and I was improving. I just didn't feel like this does not feel like me. Had I turned into that version, I wouldn't have been questioning all the things that I would. My final realization was this. It was that I became more committed to the idea rather than being committed to myself. I had to take full accountability in saying that I got sucked into the label, the term glow up, rather than the principles behind it. As time went on, I had to realize that I did not want my identity wrapped into a label. I'm gonna sidebar for just a hot second, and after I say this, you'll understand why I am. This realization about my identity and how I was tying it to the glow up, it made me think about something. Influence is a tremendous responsibility. Truthfully, I've always kind of wrestled with the word influencer. To me, influence over another human being, that is a huge responsibility. And maybe it's just me or the way that I view the world, but that is something I don't take lightly. That's why a lot of the times I reference myself as a content creator, even though I know being an influencer is a job, but that is a massive responsibility. Not every influencer has bad intention. That is not what I'm saying, but we do see influence being misused a lot in this economy. So I did that sidebar intentionally because I wanted to say this. I believe creators have a responsibility again to use integrity, but consumers also have a responsibility. As a consumer, our responsibility is to guard our gateways and consume with discernment. I did not use discernment when I was shifting my identity towards the glow up. I was not using discernment at that time, which is why later on I ended up waking up like, I just don't feel like myself, because it didn't align all the way. Some of the principles were great, and some principles I still use to this day, but the overall concept I was not fully in alignment with. We all want that return on investment. You should desire that for yourself. The return on investment does not happen because of the phrase beauty maxing. It does not happen because of the phrase glow up, or the phrase high maintenance to be low maintenance, or the phrase the soft life. The return on investment happens because of the principles. Maybe some of the principles and values in your life look like sleeping 8 hours every single day. Maybe it is eating nourishing foods, reducing stress, whatever that looks like. Maybe that is you reading more. Maybe you intentionally shut your phone off for 4 to 5 hours a day, or you only respond to messages during a certain time of day. Learning confidence. Maybe you're doing some public speaking classes. These are principles. As you can see, they don't have a fancy name attached to it, but they are principles that you stick to every single day. And if you notice, none of these principles have technology attached to them, meaning that's why these principles worked 100 years ago. That is why they work today. And that is why they are going to continue to work in the future. Principles do not have an expiration date, but trends absolutely do. So I think we've been asking ourselves the wrong question. I think we should stop asking ourselves, well, should I start beauty maxing, or should I have a glow up, or should I start being high maintenance to be low maintenance? And really the question that we should start asking ourselves is, what principle is this trend actually trying to teach me? Because here's the beautiful thing about it. Once you understand the principle and you understand the value that it can bring, you no longer need the label at that point. And that is the part that is the most freeing. So when the next trend inevitably comes along in the next 3 to 6 months, you don't care anything about it. You're like, oh, what's that? I don't need that. I've already got my principles in place. So again, the current trend out there right now is that beauty maxing is the newest, greatest blueprint that's out there. You should follow it. This is what you do in order to look beautiful every single day. But the truth of the matter is that the principles have existed for centuries. And all we've done is slapped another name on top of principles that have been there. Trends will continue to change. Algorithms will continue to change. Buzzwords will continue to change. But timeless wisdom will never go out of style. So hopefully today we were able to separate the trend from the truth, and you are one step closer to creating your own version of a fabulous life. Until we meet again, guard your gateways. Until next time, my loves. Bye.